Welcome to Game Changers, where distinguished faculty of the University of Texas at Austin address contemporary issues and research relevant to today's global community. Today's program is hosted by John Daly, a professor of communication and management at UT since 1977.
It's not about what's in it for me, it's what's in it for you.
In addition to working for the White House, Professor Daly has advised numerous private and public sector organizations. He has published more than 100 research articles and 8 books, including the recently published Advocacy. Here's Professor Daly speaking from his most recent book on how to effectively sell your ideas.
Good evening. My name is John Daly, as Bill says. I've taught here a long time. I teach a couple classes. One is an undergraduate class called Interpersonal Communication. One is a graduate class called Advocacy, and we're going to focus on advocacy tonight. Advocacy is about how you successfully sell ideas. How many of you understand good ideas go nowhere if you can't sell those ideas? Everything in this room was once an idea, and there was competition between the idea that came into existence and other ideas. There is, if you will, a politics of ideas in any organization. There's a politics of ideas in families as well when you think about it, right? Mistake we make sometimes, we think an idea is absolutely obvious. Well, of course we should adopt this idea. In truth, we know that doesn't happen. Regrettably, sometimes bad ideas go far and good ideas falter. Indeed, history's filled with ideas that had to be fought for. How many of you use Post-it notes, for example? 3M initially didn't like Post-it notes. How many of you use a PC sometimes? How many understand lots of people didn't like the PC initially? Every idea we use today had to be sold initially. And I've spent a lot of time over the last 5-10 years studying what it takes to be a very successful advocate for your ideas. Now, in truth, there are bad ideas, but I've been assured by the university that no one allowed in this room has any bad ideas. Because all the tools we're going to talk about tonight could easily be used to sell bad ideas as much as good ideas. So I've been told all of you have only good ideas, so we're going to focus on what do you need to do to successfully sell that idea. Just a few points given the time we have. Number one, you have to know what matters to decision makers. You got to know who your decision makers are. Truth is, we make a mistake sometimes. I work with people, I say, who gets to say yes or no to this? And I'm always amazed by how few people can actually tell me who decides. The obvious answer is one thing, that person decides. But how many of you recognize far more people can say no than can say yes to any idea? We talk about decision makers, we need to know not only who can say yes, but who can also slow the idea down. Who can stop the idea even though they can't say yes? In families, same thing. Who's the decision maker? Everyone says, well, he's in charge. How many of you understand many a husband goes to the store to buy a nice Porsche and comes home with a minivan? How did that ever happen? All right? You know, any parent in here understands you've spent more time at McDonald's than you ever wanted to, simply because, guess what? The real decision maker was the kid.